Assalamualaikum and good day. This is our instrumentation system assignment 2 about chapter 6 data presentation. In this video we will explain about LCD display. Okay. In this subtopic we will cover about the operating module of the LCD, type of LCD, the advantage and the disadvantage on using the LCD display. Okay, before we start, I will introduce to you my group member. We have 10 of us, including me. Okay, so I will go to this one is Kugan, and this is Shahir, this is me, this is Faris, this is Arif, this is Kemal Hafiz aka Chong, Ichad, Faiz, Hakim, and the last one is Aiman aka Panjang. Alright. What is LCD display? LCD display is a liquid crystal display. It is a combination of two states of matter, the solid and the liquid. LCD use a liquid crystal to produce a visible image. Liquid crystal display are super thin technologies display screen that are generally used in laptop computer screen, TVs, cell phones, and portable video games. LCD technologies allow display to be much thinner when compared to the cathode ray tube CRT technologies. The rest, my group member will explain. Stay tuned.
Okay, I will explain about operation module of LCD display. So, we must know how LCD are constructed. The simple fact that it should be considered while making an LCD have three. First one, the basic structure of the LCD should be controlled by changing the applied current. Second, we must use polarized light. And last, the liquid crystal should be able to control both of the operation to transmit or can also able to change the polarized light. So LCD layer diagram. Okay, for LCD layer diagram explanation, need to take two polarized glass piece filter in the making of the liquid crystal, and then the glass which does not have a polarized film on the surface of it must be rubbed with a special polymer that will create microscopic groove on the surface of the polarized glass filter, and then the groove must be in the same direction as the polarized film. After that, the microscopic channel cross the first layer molecule to align with filter orientation. Then the first filter will be naturally polarized as the light strike it at a starting stage.
Continue LCD layer diagram. The light travels through each layer and guided to the next with the help of a molecule, and then the molecule tends to change its plane of variation of the light to match its angle, and when the light reaches the far end of the liquid crystal substance, it vibrates at the same angles as that of the final layer of the molecule vibrates, and the light is allowed to enter the device only if the second layer of the polarized glass matches with the final layer of the molecule. And how LCD works. The LCD works on the principle of blocking light. The LCD, a reflected mirror, is arranged at the back. An electrode plane is made of indium tin oxide which is kept on top, and polarized glass with a polarizing film is also added on the bottom of the device. And the complete region of the LCD has to be enclosed by a common electrode, and above it should be the liquid crystal matter. And next comes the second pieces of glass with an electrode in the form of the rectangle on the bottom, and on top another polarizing film. It must be considered that both the pieces are kept at the right angles. When there is no current, the light passes through the front of the LCD. It will be reflected by the mirror and bounce back. As the electrode is connected to a battery, the current from it will cause the liquid crystal between the common plane electrode and the electrode shaped like a rectangle to untwist. Thus, the light is blocked from passing through. That particular rectangular area appears blank. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Shahir, and today I will explain to you all about the type of LCD display. Okay, this is the type of LCD display which is has four. Okay, for today, for my part actually, I will explain only two type of LCD display, which is twisted pneumatic. The nickname is TN. Second, impedance switching display. The nickname is IPS panels. Okay, for twist pneumatic, the first point is which are inexpensive while having a high response time. However, TN display have a low contrast ratio, viewing angles and color contrast. Okay, second, they are most commonly used by gamers because they are inexpensive and boost faster response time than most of the other display types on this list. Okay, and lastly, the only real downside to this monitor is that they possess low quality and limited contrast ratio, color reproduction and viewing angles. Okay, this is the type of LCD display for the in-panel switching display, IPS panels. Okay, the first point is which boosts much better contrast ratio, viewing angles and color contrast when compared to TN LCDs. Okay, secondly, considered to be among the best of the best when it comes to LCD technology, as they offer superior viewing angles, excellent image quality, and vibrant color accuracy and contrast. Okay, for the last point for this type, which is commonly used by graphic designer and in other application that require the highest possible standards.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Abidin, and today I will explain about type of LCD display. So there are four type of LCD display. Number 3 is vertical alignment panels, VA panels, which is VA panel, which are seen as a medium quality between TN and IPS displays, have much better viewing angles and higher quality color reproduction features than TN panels, also tend to have significantly slower response times, and however, even their most positive aspects still don't come anywhere close to holding a candle to IPS panels, which is why they're much more affordable and suitable for everyday use. So, and the last type of LCD display is advanced fringe field switching, AFFS. Advanced fringe field switching is a top performer compared IPS display in color reproduction range. The application is involved in this type of LCD display are so advanced that they may minimize color distorting without compromising on the extremely wide viewing angle. The screen is typically used in highly advanced and professional environments such as in the cockpits and commercial airplanes. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Aziz. I am from BEI S1/2. Today I would like to present about advantages of LCD display. Advantage of LCD display. LCD display, the brightness produce very bright image due to high peak intensity. This very suitable for environment that are brightly lit. Next, emission produce considerably lower electric, magnetic and electromagnetic field than CRTS. Emission produce means the This LCD use lower electric, magnetic and electromagnetic field. Next, geometric distortion. No geometric distortion at the native resolution. After that, power consumption. Power consumption, energy efficient. Consume less than 1/3 the power of a comparable CRT. Power consumption they use is only 1/3. 1/3 the power compare from CRT. This is the best part is consume less electricity. So in our environment, if we use less electricity, it is very suitable. Next, LCD are thin and compact, so easy to use. So it will not take more space to use. Next, sharpness at the native resolution. The image is perfectly sharp. So when we use the bad resolution, also the image will perfectly sharp. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum.
Hi, today I'm gonna talk about some disadvantages of LCD. LCD stands for liquid crystal display. Okay, firstly, in high temperature environments, there will be a lot of contrast from the LCD. Secondly, it is relatively bright, but it is not suitable for very bright environment. Third, it also consumes a lot of electricity, which also produces a lot of heat. Fourth will be, it has its individual liquid crystal which cannot complete all the block of the backlight. And the last one will be, from the viewing angle, the color and the contrast are not consistent. Like different angles shows you a different color, different contrast. So these are the disadvantages of LCD. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Ishak Hafiz Muhammad Jamal Abdul Nasir. My matric number is B0818104448. Okay. Today I want to explain about discussion LCD display. Okay. Let's move. Okay, discussion. I want to talk about motion blur. Motion blur as a side effect of sample and hold display has been discussed for more than a decade. We analyze our luminance transition measurement for motion blowing, a recent motion blur model which consider many aspects of human visual system. The model predict visible motion blur in unit of just noticeable difference. Okay, next I want to talk about display calibration of temporal signal. Monitor calibration is a requirement in most professional, including psychophysical and neuroscientific application. Due to consideration variation of maximal luminance over different monitor model and the response of time measured under those optimal conditions are not comparable to calibrate setting, which in general lead to poor temporal performance of LCD panels. That's all.
Okay, thank you to my friend for the explanation. Now we're going to continue the second point of discussion, which is luminance and color artifacts. Due to the response time variability, computer-driven luminance changes on LCD may result in unexpected display effects. In particular, onset and offsets of display objects, which are composed of different luminance levels, are affected. For instance, photograph or sign or Gabor patches, which are frequently used in vision science experiments. It can be shown that the luminance distribution of a test patch composed of 4 different luminance levels varies a lot during the first frames after its onset, and that the part of the patch with 100% luminance reaches its target luminance considerably faster than the other parts. Pulse width modulation of the backlight. As discussed in the section about the backlights and shown in figure S1, backlight signals of many LCD panels are subject to substantial modulations. The largest variance of normalized backlight signal was 0.19, which was found for the HP LP2480ZX monitor with its LED backlight. The high amplitude for the LED backlight might be caused by the fact that LED backlights are brighter than CCFL backlights, and backlight luminance for both technologies are typically reduced by pulse width modulation.
Okay, for conclusion, we believe as a group the LCD that we have chosen, we were able to easily display the character that we design on the LCD screen. So the LCD are used in wide range of application, including LCD television, computer monitor, instrument panel, and indoor and outdoor signage. Small LCD screens are common in portable consumer devices such as digital camera, watch, calculator, and mobile telephones, including smartphones. As our instrument is geared toward the visually impaired, the quality of the display was not a great concern to us, although it is of higher quality than almost all other insulin pump on the market today. That's all from our group. Thank you.